From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Monday, August 20th, state officials are asking you to be a hero. The local man still does his job the old-fashioned way. And the Blue Hens get ready to kick off the football season. Here are the details. Senator Biden continued his criticism of one of his Democratic rivals in the presidential race. In a debate in Iowa televised yesterday on ABC's This Week, Biden maintained his belief that Senator Barack Obama is naive on his views on diplomacy with Pakistan.
The fact of the matter is Pakistan is the most dangerous, potentially most dangerous country in the world. A significant minority of jihadists with nuclear weapons. We have, and I disagree with all three of my friends, we have no Pakistan policy, we have a Musharraf policy. That's a bad policy. The policy should be based upon a long-term relationship with Pakistan and stability. We should be encouraging free elections. There is an overwhelming majority of moderates in that country. They should have their day, otherwise they're going to go underground.
Biden also stood by his statement that although the Illinois senator represents a lot of good change, he's not ready to be president. Delaware safety officials want you to be a hero. WDEL's Carl Konevsky has details.
A hero in this case is someone who uses a designated driver to help cut down on drunk driving deaths. With Lieutenant Governor Carney's signature, Delaware became the second state in the country to join the Hero campaign. David Mitchell, Secretary of the Department of Safety and Homeland Security, says drunk driving is 100% preventable and totally within your control.
All we have to do is say, I'm not going to drink and get behind the wheel of a car. And this campaign highlights the fact that, first of all, tragedies occur when you do drink and drive. But secondly, that you do have an option even if you do consume alcoholic beverages. Don't get behind the wheel.
William Elliott started the program with his wife after their son, Naval Ensign John Elliott, was killed by a drunk driver 7 years ago. Mr. Elliott says instead of being angry about his son's death, he acted out of love, making a promise to his son.
We intend to do everything we can to make sure that no one else has to suffer our son's tragedy or our family's tragedy. And that's a sacred promise. And we're moving ahead with this campaign in order to enlist the support of others in this cause to make sure that their children are safe and their loved ones are safe.
State Police also dedicated a sobriety checkpoint conducted Friday night in memory of Ensign Elliott. Reporting from State Police Troop 2 in Glasgow, I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 AM, WDEL.
The U.S. Department of Homeland Security says the nation's chicken houses could be added to the list of potential terrorism targets. Under the department's chemical security standards, facilities with more than 1,785 gallons of propane gas could be considered high risk. That means nearly every poultry grower on the Delmarva Peninsula would be affected because most chicken houses use propane for heat. If designated a security risk, chicken house owners would be required to complete vulnerability assessments and develop site security plans. Senator Carper sent a letter to Homeland Security Secretary Malcolm Chertoff calling the possible crackdown on chicken houses a waste of government time and money. Coming up, something to put on that back-to-school shopping list. WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
Getting your kids ready to go back to school means more than new clothes and new backpacks. It means getting their shots up to date as well. August is National Immunization Month. Dr. Martin Luda with the State Division of Public Health says a lot of parents don't know what their kids need as far as vaccinations. Luda says kids just starting school have to have the usual measles, mumps, and rubella shots, as well as tetanus and chickenpox. Older kids may need boosters, and you may need to consider a meningitis vaccine as well as the HPV vaccine for your high school-age children. Girl Scouts from the area will see lots of improvements at their camp in Earlville, Maryland, thanks to volunteers from ING Direct in Delaware. About 1,000 ING employees from Wilmington, New York, and Pennsylvania spent time last week at Camp Grove Point, rebuilding tent platforms, painting the program center, and building a new ropes course. Jim Kelly, COO of ING Direct USA, says the Orange Days of Giving helps the community and gives employees the opportunity to work together in new ways.
I'm working alongside of people that I've never even met, frankly. And, right away we click as a team and away we go, and we're building these tent platforms. That's actually what I'm working on. And I'm just a screw gun guy. That's all I've done all morning is screw nails into the tent platform, and it's been terrific.
For a Delaware City man, his job hinges on striking while the iron is hot. WDEL's Melanie Armstrong reports.
If you visit Kerry Rhodes in his shop on Clinton Street in Delaware City, be prepared to pick up a hammer and get dirty. The blacksmith owns Forged Creations.
I like the feel, I like the texture, I like the smoke, I like the fire.
His career had very humble beginnings.
I took a Weber grill and knocked the bottom out and put a hairdryer on it to get some coal hot, and tried to beat up some metal, and then with some help with some friends learned how to do it a little better.
Now he does custom work for designers, architects, and homeowners.
Made refrigerator handles and sculptures, and so the nice part about metal, you can make anything.
He also teaches Boy Scout troops and anybody who wants to learn.
I just think that it's important to try to give back to a community when you can, and this is my way of doing it. The nice part about it is, unless you go to a park or you go to Williamsburg or you go to craft fairs or art shows, there's not a lot of people that are going to be able to experience something like this. So to open up a small museum and working shop is kind of unusual.
His shop is full of antique anvils and tools that he uses. His work has been featured in the movie The Village.
I always had an interest, and it always fascinated me, but I never really thought that this would be what I'd be doing the rest of my life. And I'm glad it is. I don't know what else I'd want to do. It's just too much fun.
With WDEL's Delaware Stories, I'm Melanie Armstrong.
For the Phillies, the Bucks don't stop here. WDEL Sports and your AccuWeather forecast coming up.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL Sports, the Phillies coughed up a 4-run lead in the 7th as they lost the Pittsburgh Pirates 8-4, losing 2 of 3 to the Bucks. The loss dropped the Phillies 5 games behind the Mets in the NL East. They have today off before starting a homestand tomorrow night against the LA Dodgers. The Blue Rocks and Lynchburg Hillcats will have to make up most of yesterday's game this Friday. The game was suspended because of rain in the 3rd inning. It's the Hillcats' last visit to Wilmington this year, so the game will be resumed this Friday in Lynchburg as part of a doubleheader. The Blue Rocks hold a 6.5-game lead over Potomac in the Carolina League's Northern Division. The Blue Rocks are off today before hosting Myrtle Beach tomorrow night. And the University of Delaware football team is ready to kick off the season. WDEL's Sean Green has a preview.
Improvement was a commonly spoken word at Delaware's Football Media Day Friday. Crews are working on improving the Delaware Stadium stands, and returning UD quarterback Joe Flacco says his Hens are looking to improve on last year's losing campaign.
We know that we were 5-6, but that was a while ago now for me. There's definitely a little bit of a chip on our shoulder to get out there and show people that we've improved from last year.
Delaware head coach Casey Keeler thinks there may be good reasons to pay attention to his team, which will enter 2007 ranked number 19 in the country.
Are we a national championship caliber team? I have no idea. I know this. I know we're greatly improved. I know that I like the leadership. I like the camaraderie. It's a very close locker room, and I like the improvement we've made.
Those improvements will be put to the test August 30th when UD opens at William & Mary. Reporting from Newark, Sean Green, 1150 AM, WDEL Sports.
Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast: overcast and damp today with occasional rain. High 68 tonight and tomorrow. Clouds with rain off and on. Tonight's low 64. Tomorrow up to 72. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM WDEL or anytime right here at WDEL.com. I'm Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.